trolls play that game, and I hate that game.
Okay.
Yeah, Instagram has become that for people. It's like they gauge how relevant you are,
Yep.
and maybe even how aligned you are with their interests based on who follows you
Mhm.
that they know.
That they know.
So how Instagram has it, which it's helpful, has the thing where if you go to somebody's page, it shows you everybody who you follow that follows that same person. They be like, oh, okay, well, I know 10 people that follow you.
I do that.
So you must be, you at least some of who you say you are, kind of thing.
Somewhat. It kind of gives you a little bit of social proof.
Yes.
In some capacity, because because I network a lot and I go to a lot of events.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
That's
yo,
what we were telling
they be like, yo, you on IG? I'm like, yeah, cool. And then we see how many, 10 people that I know.
Mhm.
Okay. So maybe it gives some validity because they may follow you.
Yeah.
I don't mind that in and of itself in terms of knowing that you're not a creep. You're an actual person that people.
Right.
What I'm talking about that grinds my gears is when people look at who follow you. Oh, you're important because this person who I deem important follows you. So you must be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole notion of are you somebody or not? They treat you a certain way based on if you're quote unquote somebody.
Right.
I can't stand that.
Yeah,
I can't stand that, and it grinds my gears. And you talk about me. Oh, dang! I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at the camera. I can see the knot on my forehead. That's crazy.
Look, we would have never saw it unless you didn't point it out.
Unless you pointed it out.
That's crazy.
Because even when you said it, I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
See it.
I saw.
Anyway, but you know it's there though.
Yeah, that's true.
Why,
You know it's there.
But I don't like that phoniness, man. And we talk about independent music and networking and going to functions.
I don't like that idea.
I hate it, man. I hate it. I started out as a student at SAE 12 years ago. It's how I kind of sort of how I kind of got my foot in this a little bit, because my goal was to go to school, learn how to engineer, and get in rooms in studios. That was my whole end goal. Not because I wanted to be a dope engineer. I'm still terrible at engineering. I know how to engineer, but I got just long enough to get into a room to link up with a dope producer, and we got tight, and that's how everything went on for me. But even that whole game of trying to get in rooms and name dropping, man, I hate that stuff, man. I'm at a point now where I know who I want to reach, and I want to go after the people. I don't care about the quote unquote industry and having relationships, because 99.9% of it is phony and ill.
That's what I was about to say.
Ill intentions.
I was about to say the same thing. A lot of it is fake in regards to that, because the only interest that they have is in your presumed importance or level of exposure or importance, and how they could use you in a capacity that allows them to get, to take advantage of whatever opportunities those may present itself, right?
Yeah.
And I hate the name dropping thing. And I was guilty of it. I was guilty of it because that was the only way that, in my mindset back then, I could get people to notice what was happening.
For sure.
It was like, hey, I was cool. I'm cool with this person. Oh, you know this person. Oh, that's what's up. So if you know that person, then you must be cool, because that person don't just mess with anybody, right? And
No,
so,
for sure.
but I don't like that mentality when it comes to, because it's I want to use you.
Yeah.
At least that's how I see it. I want to use you to get to this thing. So you must be important. So my end goal is to get here. And if I got to use you to go through you to get to that goal,
and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because there was a time when I used to put in my bio on Instagram all the notable producers that I interviewed. I would say I have interviews with, and I will list the bigger the legend. I'll put that name.
Put
first.
the name, yeah.
And it's nothing wrong with that, because if you're trying to show that you're a valid person to ask for an interview, because I was DMing everybody asking for an interview. I was DMing everybody.
Me too.
So I wanted them to see I interviewed this person, that person,
right?
This person. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, for me, I'm fatigued of that, and I don't want to play that game at all. Like, I feel like I'm dope enough to just go off who I am, my approach. If you want to look me up, but I'm just tired of playing that. It's nothing. I'm not judging nobody that does, but I'm over that, man, because there's some people walking around this planet that I can't stand because I had bad experiences with, and I don't like feeling that way. People who I respect, who I just can't stand because how phony they are. So I don't want to add to that list. I just kind of leave it alone, man, and let God, the universe, dictate how my career goes in terms of the industry.
It's crazy because I still got to do it.
I'm not mad.
You know, I still got to do it because and this is kind of a thing that I see, is that I'm not a famous person, right? I'm a independent working producer that, you know, still has to use those types of methods to get people. Hey, oh, you interviewed Ray Daniels. Oh, you interviewed Wendy Day, right? Oh, okay. So you must know some notable people in the industry. Cool. Oh, you interviewed Amadeus, right? He's part of the, you know, well, I don't want to say the Diddy thing, but he's part of that camp. Oh, okay, great. And it's because I'm not famous, I don't have access to be able to get to those big giant names. So there has to be a opportunity where, as we continue to grow and continue to maximize our visibility, then them things will start to happen, right? And I think that's why I see other podcast hosts bring in others, whether they pay them, and sometimes they don't want to admit it, but trust me, there's a lot of podcasts that are paying people to come onto the podcast
for sure.
to be a guest onto the podcast. And so whether that's a tactic you have to use, whatever you have to use in order to get visibility, I guess in this space, you would have to do, I guess. And for me and us not being quote unquote famous, right?
Right.
Because I think they get it real easy when they famous.
Like I was,
oh yeah, for sure.
Like I was telling Ty a minute ago, I'm not sure if the microphone recorded me or not, but I made a post today on I think it was TikTok. I meant to post it to Instagram. I just didn't get a chance to, saying that how in this day and age, technically you don't need anybody in terms of a cosign or name drop. You have the ability, especially in music, you have the ability to reach your target audience. Now it may be longer, may be harder, and you may not grow as big as you would like to, but technically you can reach your consumers directly. You don't got to like kiss butt or try to be cool and smooth. You know, I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. It may be a longer road, but technically, because what happens is with me, I get too sensitive, man. I know you shouldn't be sensitive in this game, but like when folks don't blow off my DM, man, or when I see them in person,
right?
It's a rapper from my city that I ran across. I might have told the story before, in the airport in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I don't like how he spoke to me, man. I said, "What's up?" He kind of like looked at me like, "Hey, what up?" And I'm like, "Ooh, man."
He was in his feelings, like.
Yeah, another producer, it's a duo producer who I really, really admire. I really like them a lot. I saw them at the airport a couple months ago, like up close, said, "What's up?" Hey, like kind of blew me up. Ooh. So it's like, I don't want to be a part of none of this stuff, man. Forget all of them, man. I want to find out who I want to reach, who I want to touch, and like they can have all the little industry relationships and all that, because and that's the tip of the iceberg. I have a million instances of people trying to little bro me or little boy me, and I don't do well with that, man.
Yeah, most people are like, do they owe you a what's up? Like, hey, what's good? How you doing today? Be like,
I'm a human. At least it's like,
at least from a human capacity, but
as a human, like
blew him off, but
he was like,
turn him up,
man.
And for me, it's a little different because it just, like you said, it's kind of like what you are willing to, what you want the energy or the environment to be around you, like that kind of thing. I don't know why it motivates me to work harder. Like if I'm in a room and people don't know who I am, I ain't working hard enough. I haven't done enough. And if you want to be in the entertainment industry, I mean, it is about not necessarily what you have accomplished, but and it's not about who you know, but it is about what you are able to do, right? You're able to produce. And so that is a relevant skill because there's going to be a room that you're in and there's going to be writers in that room. There's going to be artists in that room. So what you're able to do, people find value in. And I think it's okay for people to find value in each other. I think in a lot of ways it is true that we can do things by ourselves, but I also think that there is value in creating. We talk about creating community.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about strength in numbers. And I think that doesn't happen if you sit in the house by yourself. So, yeah, when I go places, people, they want to know who I am and what I've done, and then figure out if that's something that can assist them. And the reality is, the truth of it is, I want to help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because I want somebody to help me. And I know that if we all continue to do that for each other, we can get further faster. And I think it's okay to want to get further faster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's okay to skip steps, right? But if it's about creating relationships and then, maximizing those relationships to where they're equally fruitful, for me, the fruit is, it may be just helping someone.
Right.
And for that person, they just need help. And it fulfills me to know that I've connected somebody. For example, yesterday at the summit, somebody got up and asked a question in regards to resources for small businesses. And there was Falana Williams from the mayor's office. She's over like the entertainment and nightlife. She was there, and the lady asked a question. She answered the question and told her, yeah, you need this resource and this. I know exactly what you need. She's like, as a matter of fact, when this is over, I'm gonna provide. I gotta chill because closed mouths don't get fed. Right. That lady had a question. She had a concern. It was something that was valid for the person that was in the room for her to ask of her. She asked, and the lady extended the ability to help her. She didn't tell her, well, you could go look it up online or whatever. And she's like, I will, get you the information. I will make the connection for you. But if that lady had just sat in her seat like, well, I ain't going to be the one to get up, looking like I'm all up in somebody's face trying to get a favor out of somebody or, then that she would have never had that opportunity. So it just depends on we need the people who stay in the house and figure stuff out. But we also, if we out here doing the each one teach one vibe, it's okay if people walk up to you and want to know how many IG followers you got. I think, it's okay.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is you only want to do that just so you could use whatever connections I have, and then I'm a throwaway.
But if you can't help them,
I'm a throwaway. True.
You don't want to help people?
Of course I want to help. That's why the Indie Unplugged exists.
Okay, so
I want to help people.
And so that's what it is. People want to gauge that. For example, if a pipe is leaking in your house and a guy walks up to you and is like, hey man, you need help, and then you say, oh, what do you do? And he says, I'm an electrician. Okay, well, yes, I need help. But unless you know any good plumbers, you ain't the help I need. And then you got to be able to be okay with that and be like, you know what? That person does need help, but they just don't need it from me. I'm not qualified to help them.
Now, see, but
sometimes that motivates me.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the whole energy of, oh, well, you an electrician. So, but because first of all, you're a human being, and who knows? I might need electrical help tomorrow, literally. And you might,
so it is important how you treat people.
Exactly. You might feel away because you just blew me off the day before. So,
and now you need me to do
You shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the issue that I have.
It's how you go about it.
That's the issue that I have. It's like, oh, I can't use you in order to accomplish something. But then when the time comes for me to, I just ran into you. And it's like, yo, hey, can you? And you're like, no, because we already had a horrible experience from the way that you treated me.
I love that. Like, that just motivates me to be like, the industry is so small, especially in Atlanta.
Facts.
Everybody know everybody some kind of way. And so literally, because my family, like, and I, before we started doing this, never met you. Industry is that small, right? You know Greg Smith, who I didn't know that y'all knew each other. Yeah, so the industry is super small. And so I love it when somebody blow you off because I know I call it the circle.
Awesome.
Pause. Super pause.
Yeah, crazy.
Super pause.
Yeah, I'm old for that, man.
You're never too old, man. Enjoy your life.
It's sad to
Enjoy
say
your
it.
life.
It's sad to say it.
Enjoy it. I call it the circle, and the circle it always repeats itself. Yeah. I have met like certain like celebrities, for example, and I don't take anything for granted. Like I've met Usher like maybe 4 times. Every single time I pretend like I never met him before. You know why? Because I know he meets hundreds and thousands of people. And so I don't take offense to that. It motivates me to be able to.
That's different though.
To be able to get to a point. I'll give you another example. So for example, like Tricky Stewart.
Still different.
I've met Tricky several times, and it was just like, oh, hey, you know, he was always nice, but and I just let that be what it was. But now he's seen me so many times
that he knows your face,
that he knows who I am.
He be like, "Yo, what up, Ty?"
Exactly,
for sure.
And to me, that's telling me I was where I needed to be, I was who I needed to be, and now, in terms of that person's circle, I'm in it.
Yes, and
that's my goal.
But that difference motivates me. The difference is
it's different for everybody.
You're not trying to use Tricky in a way that you can manipulate in some capacity.
True.
That if he isn't able to deliver some type of benefit to you, that then you're going to slight him not in some type of way. Well, you can't benefit me, so I'm gonna go over here and then. The day when it comes that he can assist you, and he already knows that you blew him off in some type of way, right? Pause, right? Be right in his life.
See, I was gonna talk about Dame Dash. I was gonna bring Dame Dash up, and this is the kind of foolishness that Dame Dash and them created.
Dame Dash is the king of this crazy crap.
Created
So y'all seen the interview, right? You seen the interview? I saw clips.
Listen,
I didn't see the whole interview.
My 15-year-old child came up to me today. Do you know who Damon Dash is? I'm like, yeah, we were listening to his interview today, and he's crazy. He's really disrespectful. You know? Do you know him? I'm like,
which interview? Is it the Breakfast Club interview? I know he's been like going around there.
That's the one that went like super viral.
Yeah, the one with him and Charlamagne.
But you know what?
And Envy.
And I heard like Jess Hilaire say that the next day that the whole thing was corny. I mean, it reminded me of like the show that Funny Marco used to do.
I don't know who Funny Marco is.
He's I don't really know how you would describe
like an internet comedian.
He's a comedian, but he had a YouTube show, and on his YouTube show he would get mostly notable celebrities to come in our culture, and it could be literally anything: a rapper, an actor, another influencer, any of that. I don't know how he was getting these people, but he was like Glorilla, all of them. Like,
well, once you get a following, like
so,
I snag everybody on the show.
Yeah. So like Funny Marco did a thing with like Kevin Hart, who came on there, and it's like he just thought the comedy was funny. So he does like this thing where he almost basically pretends like he don't really know the person, or he will like ask them like the most weirdest things, and he's almost harassing them as he's interviewing them.
Maybe I've seen him,
but like on a low key type of thing. So to me, it was like Dame was just gonna go after them after Charlamagne and Envy, and it was almost like they had they already had discussed it, because it was just too.
I mean, you got two combative individuals.
They going at each other and saying wild stuff, and nobody was blinking. So I was like, this is clearly like it was like,
I mean,
a parody or something. I don't know. It was like they were doing it on purpose, like a skit.
Yeah, I mean, but
it was like they were doing it on purpose. It wasn't like just two people just that don't like each other and they just bumping heads and this is how they gonna talk to each other. They was doing that to each other on purpose.
I think you're broke. Right. I think you're gay.
yeah. Like there's no way that conversation goes that long if you really don't know or don't like that person. It's no way it go that far before his hands getting tossed.
I think they really.
It did go. It did go for a minute.
I think they don't like each other, but I think they both understand the gold that was being made in terms of content.
Yeah,
and they just kept going.
They kept going.
Yeah, it was like a Ray J thing. Like Ray J says, I know how to go viral. I just say something
He
crazy
do.
or do something crazy. And it was like, that's what Dame was going for. Dame is like,
But Dame is always,
I need a moment.
he's always doing that.
Yeah, what I wanted
In
to talk
every interview.
what I wanted to talk about was Dame in general, where he's at now in terms of him being a legend in terms of starting Rockefeller with Jay-Z and Biggs, growing it to be real big, and Rockaware, the movies paid in full, all the success they had to like what he is now. Beefing, him and Cameron got this beef going on. He's over the years he's beef with Leo Cohen. I don't know, Jay-Z, my boy. But Steve Stout, he had beef with, all these people, and now him and Cameron are going at it heavily. And I wanted to talk about like legacy and like two things. Legacy and how you can kind of tarnish your legacy. I think he's tarnishing his legacy. And the second thing is just online beef and online feuding. How it's not the wise thing to do. How sometimes it's best to just keep quiet and again lock in, do your thing, unless you're trying to use it as some kind of vehicle to like make a career. And I hope that's what Dame Dash is not stooping to, because they chew you up and spit you out in that whole lane. But I think that it's interesting to look though of what Dame Dash has become, and should we conduct ourselves that way? Because remember,
well, no, I'll let you finish.
When
Rockefeller
first broke up, a lot of the sentiment, and I even talked to some people who was kind of around that movement, and a lot of us agreed that like we felt bad for Damon Dash because he was always the bad guy in protection of Jay-Z, and he made a lot of he burned a lot of bridges doing that. But it was for Jay-Z though. It was his benefit to help Jay-Z become what he became. Jay-Z leaves him, and now all those folks still hate Dame, and Dame was sitting there with nothing, and everybody hates him because of what he did with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So we kind of felt sorry for him. But that was 20 years ago. I don't know when Rockefeller broke up. It had to be at least 15, 20 years ago. And that's plenty of time to kind of like steer the ship right, mend some relationships and kind of, or do your own thing. But you still like bitter, beef with everybody. I didn't like Damon Dash's first interview with The Breakfast Club 4 or 5 years ago when he was telling them you shouldn't have a job and
about being a boss.
Yeah, I hated that interview. And a lot of folks say, "Oh no, Damon was telling the truth." No, he's not.
You can be a boss. You don't need to. Like, you got to do whatever works for you. I mean,
so my thing is that like the way to conduct yourself? Because you literally burned so many bridges, and now you alienated yourself.
To conduct yourself.
Remember when he stormed into the room when they was having a meeting at Def Jam years ago? Because they were having a meeting about Jay-Z's was it American Gangster album? One of his albums. They were having a marketing meeting about it without telling Damon. And he stormed in and berated everybody. He berated
he went around the table on.
Yeah, he did.
What's the guy? Was
like Nino Brown in there.
Was it Kevin Lyles? I think it was the main one he was getting on, but I forget who. But yeah, man, that kind of stuff made me despise Dame.
Sit your $5
before I make change.
He was the Nino Brown and people, bro. Like,
and it's like a lot of folks was cheering him on over the years.
But when you think about legacy, right, and you think about is he tarnishing his legacy? I guess my first question, I made a whole video about this whole thing. Is he a leader in the industry?
No, I say no right now.
Right. Or would he have ever been considered
absolutely
a leader in the industry?
Absolutely.
And now the question is does the behaviors he did and is currently displaying indicative of what a leader should be? Even probably then I probably would say no. Even today I would probably say no. Because there's certain things that leaders do that help to nurture the environment, the culture that they're in. Things like storming into the office, talking down to people. We don't do that. Even if it's a meeting that you're having without me, I still need to conduct myself in a way that allows me to be above reproach. A lot of times we have people in the industry that don't care about that. It's the I'm the boss. It's my way, right? There's a lot of authoritarian type of individuals, right? I mean, when you go back and you think about Jay-Z, if I understand it correctly, nobody wanted to sign Jay-Z in the very beginning, right? And so it was the creation of Rockefeller that really put Jay-Z on the map with the help of Dame Dash creating that organization in order to push out the artist at that time, which was Jay-Z. Because nobody wanted to sign Jay-Z, right? Nobody wanted to sign this dude. And that's kind of what catapulted him with all the things that Dame was doing.
Yeah.
Is he tarnishing his legacy? It kind of reminds me, we had this conversation about Nicki Minaj, kind of doing some of these online, like she was going at SZA, she was going at Jay, she was going at, and Dame kind of is the progenitor of this whole thing. He's been doing it for years. And so it's kind of an expected thing that when you see Dame in the interview, this is kind of what you're going to get from a man who claims that he's a boss, claims that he's running stuff, claims that he's the probably the father of a lot of different things that happen within the industry. I mean, and it's bad behavior.
My question is
bad behavior. It's like a child.
Are we assigning people to categories? Are we doing this too soon? Like, in terms of legacy, right? As long as you're alive, my understanding used to be, as long as you're alive,
you weren't considered a legacy until
you are no longer living,
right?
And it's the legacy that you leave behind. But if you think about this whole like Dame spazzing out thing, he did that 20 years ago. That is his legacy. He spazzes out. That's what he does. He's been doing it his whole life.
Ain't gonna let no man feed my kid.
Has he done things that were great for the culture, influential in music, and maybe even in business? Yes, but his story has not been finished. It's still being written, and I don't know if it's just, I don't know if it's based on culturally or whatever, but we always do. Like, if you do something great, that becomes your legacy. But are we assigning it too early? And these people are still a work in progress. Like, you think about it, Dame is 50 something years old. I mean, if when he turns 60, he decides, you know what, I would look like a fool and I want to pivot in a different direction, he could live to be 80.
He can absolutely course correct.
He lives to be 80. He spent 20 years with making a meaningful change from who he used to be. So I don't know that we can even assign him a legacy. And not even saying that we just did it for him. We do it all the time.
I mean, but would you say Michael Jackson was a living legacy? Before he passed, would you have said Michael Jackson was a legacy?
Honestly, and maybe that's part of it too. I would say that Mike had a legacy, but yeah, because to me, at the point that Michael Jackson, to me, Mike wasn't doing no more music that nobody was going to try to listen to anyway. So his in terms of what we know him for and what he was doing, that was over. It wasn't going to be no more albums, in my opinion. None that was worth listening to.
No more.
And actually, it's funny that you say that too, because
no more.
I feel like sometimes people ruin their legacy by continuing to do something.
Okay, so Ty, you just
it's like you did 20 albums that was great, and you should have stopped there.
No, I won't say T.I. See, I won't open up T.I. I'm trying to be serious now. Okay, I'm not joking right now, Brian. But no, but you just hammered home my point when you said about ruining a legacy. So it is possible to change your legacy, and I think that talking about Dame Dash's legacy is like looking at the scoreboard. We don't know what quarter it's in. We don't know how long his game is going to go.
Yeah.
But as of right now, to me, he's tarnished. At best, he's tarnished what he's created. Unless he course corrects, and God forbid, I hope he lives a long, prosperous life. But if he were to leave tomorrow, his legacy would be stained.
But it's the same. he's the same dude. It's like you gave the example of him spazzing out in that office.
But he
probably was in his 20s then.
But he had Jay-Z. He was on top of the world then. He had all. Now he's bankrupt. He's getting sued by everybody.
But he was still that guy.
He probably was still that guy.
He was still that
That's what I was about to say. He probably was still that guy.
Success,
but
and actually that success is probably what made him think that he could bust into conference rooms and go ham.
But Ty, that quote unquote was working for him then, because he had.
But it wasn't.
It was.
That's why Jay-Z was like, "Hey, we could talk over here. Yeah, that's why. That's why Jay-Z got away from him.
It had worked to a point.
Now, yeah, I mean, you can be authoritarian, and you could be rude, and you could be spiteful, and you could be a fearmonger, and do all these things in a short run, and you're going to get results. Like, you're going to get immediate results.
Yeah.
But in a short amount of time, people are going to get tired of it. They're going to go, you know what? We can't have that no more.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what happened to Dame. And they were like, yeah, he's still using these tactics, and he's still talking bad about people, burning bridges, ruining relationships, doing all these things.
Think about it. He's been doing that for
years.
Right. But
that is who he is.
If he was smart, he would say, okay, Jay-Z,
and he's not accountable
if he
for
was,
that stuff.
If he was smart, he would say, okay, Jay-Z left me. Now I don't got that I don't have that to fall back on. So maybe I should treat people differently now.
He must not be smart because he didn't do that.
Hello.
His thought process has always been
he must not be smart.
Else's fault, not my fault. I don't know.
He's not accountable.
I can't remember a scenario where he thought he was wrong. So
he hasn't.
That is his legacy. That is who he is now. It's who he was 25 years ago.
But I think if you were like 18 years old, like the whole online back and forth thing is not productive. Like, okay, you can say what you want to say. You know, my thing is just kind of when you making threats and talking trash back and forth.
Are we running?
Oh, yeah.
When you're making threats,
I'm not running the I'm not running the timer though. I'm not gonna edit this out either. I'm just letting y'all know
when you're
gonna be there.
When you're making threats and talking trash against somebody,
but
anyway, back to Dame.
I mean, but so here's the thing, right? Dame's been doing this ever since Dame's been Dame in the industry.
Yeah, that is his legacy to me.
And it only increases. You are who you are, or what you are gets exponentialized or exposed. The more you get, into the height of your career. Once you become famous, then who you really are now is on display for the world to see. And Dame has been this same type of person for years. I mean, I remember when I saw the interview with him and Ray Daniels, and Ray Daniels was trying to call him to the carpet. And that's how I knew when I saw some of the things that Dame was saying, that he don't like to take accountability for any of his actions, for any of his behavior. He don't think that he's in the wrong for anything. And whatever happened is your fault. And it's like, bro, you gotta learn how to take accountability for some of the things that you yourself initiated, made happen, transpired, whatever word you want to put there.
Yeah.
There were some things that happened, bridges being burned. The reason why you were ousted from Rockefeller was because of your behavior.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't anything else. It was your behavior.
I think because what you're saying, I agree with. And what you said initially about, him starting that label and making Jay-Z the star who he was, I agree with that too. Both of those things, that's the new thing I've been seeing everywhere. Two things can be true. And in this scenario, both of those things are true. And so a legacy is not just the positive things that you did.
For sure.
It encompasses all of who you are, all that you have touched, influenced in whatever way.
Right. That's right.
And so I don't think he's ruining his legacy. He's literally still creating his legacy itself. But it's been pretty consistent.
It's
been pretty consistent.
It's a going downhill legacy.
I guess when I say ruining the legacy, I just mean like, even though we knew those things about Dame before, we kind of gave him a pass, and we kind of thought that, well, maybe that's what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
But now, obviously, 20 years later,
he's still doing it. Still arguing.
But your position in the game, your respect level is going way down. Way down tremendously.
Still beefing with people.
Yeah.
I mean, it was clearly on its way down then. They literally tried to move around him to get him out of a label. But they literally gave this man a third of the label and was like, just stay over there.
Like, we don't want nothing to do with just stay over
like,
there, bro. Like, because your
like-
behavior is crazy.
Like, just stay home. We'll give you 33.33% of this label if you just stay home.
Yeah.
But clearly, some
He
people
didn't
did
want
not like. Yeah, they were not
Facts.
feeling him.
I
That's right.
wasn't feeling him either, but I still had a lot of respect for him. But now I think
Yeah.
that respect
I mean,
is kind of gone from my end.
And you know, the thing with Dame is it doesn't matter what capacity he needs to exert his beefism. That's the word, right? Beefism with someone. It could be in person. it could be online, right? It doesn't matter. You know, and I think we've seen that, you know, just really catapult itself in both of those spaces, whether I'm gonna argue with you online, or I'm gonna argue with you online or offline. And the online is even crazier. Like, I'm not arguing with nobody on social media. I'm not gonna argue. Trust me, I'm not gonna argue with you on social media. You can have your opinion, you can have your thought, you can say whatever you want to say. But this is digital ones and zeros that's being typed. It may be the way you feel about something, but you're not saying it directly to me. It's being text on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever social media platform. I'm not having beef with nobody online. I'm not talking to you online about nothing in that capacity. We got issues. We gonna meet face to face. We're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna squash it. But not a lot of people want to do that. A lot of people want to. It's like a thing, like beefing online, like computer thugs. Computer thugs.
Yeah, I think beefing online, man. I think it's for the birds. I think that if you got something against somebody, how come you just can't leave it alone? How come we just can't? How come we have to open up our mouth and say stuff? Everything we say don't need to be said. Every post we make don't need to be made. If you're not being productive to whatever your purpose is, whatever your business is, whoever your core audience is, if you're not being conducive to that, why are you even opening your mouth? Or is it taking over the industry of that is your business, is beef and contention and engagement and going back and forth and building your persona up as somebody who likes to, like a Charleston White, you know, whack 100, you know, something like that. Is that what we're doing? Because if that's
I feel like too, people have gotten like hypersensitive, like super sensitive, like where they're looking for somebody to have beef with, like,
and especially if a person of higher exposure and higher stature. So if I beef with you, that's going to bring visibility to me, and they're going to be like, "Oh, who's this? Who's this guy?" Like as an example, not saying that this guy, quote unquote, beefs, but I can see he has the potential for beefism, right? Crazy punch, right? Not punch from TDE, but the punch that's always being interviewed with Ray Daniels. Yeah. I never knew who this guy was. All of a sudden, I seen him come out of nowhere. Yeah. And the only reason why I seen him,
still don't know him,
is he's like he carries himself as if he's like a subject expert.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's a SME in whatever the culture in the music industry is, and that's probably the persona that he's positioned himself in to be. But he, to me, and not to talk, in any capacity about Punch, because I don't know him specifically, but when I look at it online, it looks like he has the potential for beef. And somebody like that, in that type of capacity, not saying it's him per se, once again, I don't know him, is looking for people that you can get up here and have beef with so that it can bring exposure to you. So it makes you seem like you're credible, that you're a subject matter expert in this because you're having conversation with people up here, and now it's bringing notoriety to you. Some people thrive off of that. Some people, that's how they build their entire careers, is from arguments.
That's crazy. Yeah, or jumping in this. First of all,
or just talking crazy about.
First of all, to me,
anything.
I think beef is whack anyway. But then when you jump into something that has nothing to do with you,
Sound like Rick Ross.
You jump in there and give your 2 cents, and now I hate saying stuff is corny because I think calling something corny is kind of corny, but it's corny. You know what I'm saying?
It's corny.
Like, calling something corny is kind of corny, but it's corny.
So if I'm being corny, then forgive me, but I think it's whack and lame to just jump into something. First, it's whack and lame to beef in general. But then you jumping in something, giving your 2 cents.
What if that's my boy, though?
No, it don't matter, man.
I'm trying to protect my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it don't matter.
if somebody came at y'all, I'm be like, hey, hold up.
That's even worse though.
Jumping in.
That's even worse because two people have a legitimate contention going on, a genuine beef going on. They got to resolve that but you'll be resented forever because you jumped in something that had nothing to do with you. Me and you could be beefing about something. You knew Ty for 10 years. You knew Brian for 10 years. I don't know you at all. You jump in and start going in on me, and you don't have nothing to do with it. You don't even know what this is about.
Yeah.
He talking about my man. He talking about my boy. Yeah, I get it.
But me and him is cool, but I'm never gonna like you.
Right. It's like
because you jumped into something you want to be.
Because you don't even know me, bro. You didn't even know me. And I know you got your boy back, but if he could have been wrong. He probably was wrong in this, and you jumped on me. You could have had his back in private and just stayed neutral. But
nah, it's the being part of the conversation that gives me the exposure so that I can continue to stay relevant within an industry that I may be dying in. Right? That's why you get a lot of artists or especially older artists who want to jump into stuff that they probably don't even need to be a part of, or conversations they don't even need to be in because it really has nothing to do with them, but they want to come in and make their statements about what it is so that they can still be part of that.
No, I can name some names.
I can name plenty names, but I'm not.
But I don't know, man. But to my second point, though, I do believe that that's a whole industry in and of itself, though. That's a whole come up.
For sure.
It's to just say salacious.
I mean, look at academics. Academics made his whole entire career on slander, salaciousness, just saying crazy stuff about any and everybody, right? And academics is supposed to be one of the top tier media personalities within the culture. But he made his career.
I think he does that more now. I think early on he was more so just reporting stuff. But I think now he's kind of really feeling himself and really adding.
Because now he's at a certain level.
He's adding that extra sauce on it. We don't have to.
He's got extra sauce.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just think that we got to get away from that, man.
Yeah.
Because the vultures, the culture vultures, which is 99% of hip hop media,
they're gonna eat it up.
99% of urban media, are culture vultures. And let me say this too, also, the internet is not real in the sense that like it doesn't represent the true society. Black Twitter does not represent black people. Okay. In particular, black women. Black women online is not representative of, because I saw Kelly Price make a post a couple weeks ago. I don't mean to go jump around, but Kelly Price made a post about how black women are so mean to each other online. And everybody was, but I'm thinking like, that's not black women. Black women are sweet, are cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what you see online. Same thing with the world at large. There's so many trolls online. That's not the real world. Online is not. And the real, it's not indicative.
It makes you think it is. Though.
Of the real world. Don't stop thinking that, man. People go online and the hate gets amplified. The negativity gets amplified. That's not the real world. So stop getting caught up. Stop getting depressed over it. Stop hating black women. You know what I'm saying? Because stop it. That's not real. It's not real. It's just the negative part gets amplified and magnified so much. Because even with a lot of the trolls online, or a lot of, because for example, I'll give you, it seems like there's and I hate to be ranting, I'm sorry, but I'm thinking.
B got a lot on his chest today, y'all.
Clearly.
If y'all don't see this, B got a lot of, we can get it out today.
There's a war between men and women online. And in particular, and that's in general. That's in general. But in particular, between black men and black women online, it's like a war. It's like we don't like each other. And I've been talking about this for years, y'all.
Gotta be putting crazy stuff online.
I've been talking about this for years. I've been giving examples. Check out my social media. I've been talking about it for years. Every situation that happens, there's a male take and a female take. Every situation that happens. I'm gonna give a couple quick examples. Remember we were talking about Clarissa Shields and Papoose and Remy Ma and all that stuff. Everybody and their mothers was who hating on Clarissa Shields, saying, "Oh, she's with a married man. He's still married legally, even though they've been separated. How can they be together and hold their hands?" But Cardi B gets pregnant by Stephon Diggs while she's still married, and they praising this woman. But that's not the real world. You know, all the women, this, oh, Cardi B is our hero and all this stuff.
Just people stupid.
That's not. These are the same people that's dogging out Clarissa Shields for being with a married man as a champion.
But you
her.
praise.
But
what
I'm here to say though is that's not indicative of the real world. It's not. It's just online. So we gotta like stop taking all that stuff to heart.
I mean, but is it really indicative of the real world though?
I don't think so. Or the interracial stuff. You know,
when you think about
when a black woman gets with a white man, it's praised. You know, but when a black man gets with a white woman, oh, he's sleeping with the enemy. Or,
yeah,
you know,
I mean that's real life stuff. Like I don't know if that's just indicative of
but it's like men against it's
real
men
world
against
stuff.
women. It's but I don't think that's. I think in the real world, anybody tripping off that who you.
Oh yeah, no, they are.
Oh, I'm talking about but it's only like the majority, the masses are fine. The average person don't care who you date or sleep with.
Well,
I promise you they don't.
The issue with social media is that we can now see a maximization of posts and opinions from people that we probably have never met. Like if I was dating someone, which I'm not, of course, because I'm happily married. But if I was dating someone, I make sure they know that. But if I was dating someone and it was a white lady and we went out and we had dinner, in that reference of that environment, people are going to give us side eyes.
A little bit, but not as much as if you would post a picture on a public platform like the Shade Room. You put that same picture up, they're gonna eat y'all alive.
Yes,
they're gonna eat you alive.
Because now we have millions of people able to see it, and in that one small incident, we may only have 20 people who see it. So out of the 20, how many really is gonna be like?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I think that social media, I think it is real. I think the internet is real. I think it's real.
I think it's just indicative.
Tell you why I think it's real.
What's happening?
I think it is people saying the things that they want to say but will not say in someone's face.
That's why it's not real. That's exactly why it's not real. Because they won't say it to your face.
I think it's important that we see that for what it is and don't take it seriously, because we know in the real world nobody's gonna do it in my face. However, there is some real sentiment, and there's a reason why you get way more feedback on things on the internet is because people feel like they have the free license to say the things that they wouldn't say in your face. Like, for example, I'm gonna use myself as an example. There's an artist that I like, and she was posted on a page, and I just decided to say what I wanted to say. And would I have done that in front of that artist? Absolutely not. I said what I said was, I love her dress, but who picked her wig? That's just how I felt. That was the thought that crossed my mind. And I typed it, right? And people do that all the time. And it's not.
Why?
It is very real, because
why would you do
like B is saying about the interracial relationship? If everybody in the restaurant had a Twitter right then in front of them, when B walked in with the snow bunny,
they would have tweeted it.
They would have been like, "Ooh, I know he didn't," but they don't have that right then, so they don't do it.
They in whispers.
So now that's to Brian's point. There are gonna be some people, because they don't have the opportunity to express it, they just go on with their lives. Like you said, I promise you, most people don't care who you dating. There's gonna be some people that's like, you know what? It ain't nothing I can say, nothing I can do. Let me enjoy my meal. Exactly. There are gonna be a few people whispering in the corner, but it's probably gonna be less of them. But if you handed all of them people your Twitter page information, your comment section gonna be lit up. Every table in there gonna have a comment in your Twitter section. So it is real sentiment of people. But what is not real is that those people would not do that in front of those people. Unfortunately, there is a large portion of it that is actually just not real at all, because there are bots that are intentionally trying to divide people by putting adverse comments into posts for the purpose of igniting something that does not exist.
Exactly.
That is 100% a real
100%.
thing that's happening.
I don't want to keep going, but let's explore the scenario a little bit further. It's real, couple more minutes.
I think B's saying is that, and how I see and I'll throw it back up to you in a second. B is the fact that the keyboard, digital keyboard, computer keyboard has given people the ability to say things that they would not say to a person in real life.
Yes.
Now they can voice their thoughts, opinions, issues, concerns, whatever, and there's no recourse.
Well, we weren't really talking about recourse. He's just saying they shouldn't do it, and I'm just saying that's really how those people felt.
But there isn't. They can feel that way, but there isn't any recourse, because here's the thing,
and that's why they do it.
If you come on a platform, Twitter and Snapchat, whatever, Instagram, and you say some crazy stuff, I don't know where you live. I don't know your address. I don't know what you look like. Probably, unless I see your picture on Instagram, I'm not going to track you down. I don't have geolocation of where you are. But if you said it to me, now we probably got beef.
But this is why I think it's all
There's
fake.
no
though.
recourse.
Let's just explore your example a little bit further for a couple quick minutes. That's why I think it's fake. Let's say you walked in with that snow bunny, that white girl. I don't even want to use the term, kind of derogatory, but let's say you walked in.
It is.
You walked in with the white lady in the restaurant.
Caucasian lady.
Let's say it was old school Benihana, hibachi, right? You got to sit together. Oh, better yet,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise before. Well, on a cruise, typically at night you had a formal dinner, and you go and you have assigned seats, so you sit with the same person every night for dinner for like a whole week. As long as you're there, you get to know them, you interact with them, y'all get friendly. You might see them on an excursion, y'all might hang out, you might make friends, right? Let's say you came with that white girl on a cruise and y'all at the table. Them same people that might not say nothing, but may put a little comment on Twitter.
They are.
Hey, how you doing? Get to know you. Get to know y'all. Become friends. Become buddy. Right? Find out. Oh, they cool. They're a good couple. They good people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They might even like them. Right? The same person that will make them comments will be laughing in your face, making friends, and realize you pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool person. Maybe their relationship is genuine. This person don't seem like she's racist. She's cool. They're great.
This is a scenario where two things can be true.
But what I'm saying is
100%.
What I'm saying is it's not really, people just say stuff. People are it's so whack out. That's why you can't
social media.
That's why you can't take it to heart though. The same folks will be buddy with you all week on a cruise. Right.
Well, then that's a fake, phony person. I mean, social media.
That's the internet. Hello.
Social media, but it's even in real life. Because I may like Ty and I may say things about Ty in his face. Ty, you're a great guy. You're my guy. But outside, man, Ty, y'all see what
I'm about to really take us way off the path.
And that's people do that.
Hold on. Let me tell you.
In the industry, people do that all the time.
Hold on. That's real life. Let me tell you. Okay, boom. Walk in the room the other day. My wife is watching this TV show on Netflix. I don't know if y'all seen this or not. There's this show on Netflix where this girl is getting text messages.
Yes, I saw it.
You saw that?
Yep.
These text messages are harassing her, talking bad about her, saying you ain't this and you ain't that, and you
don't tell me she's sending them to her.
Her mother was sending them to her.
Wow.
Spoiler
Plot
alert.
Twist.
Wow.
Oh, that was
spoiler.
My man.
It's okay. I probably would never watch it, but
you at home watching it. You just
I don't even know the name of it. Don't matter. That was crazy. So it's again one of them things where, is it real? Is it not real?
It is real. That's probably how her mother really felt, but never really wanted to say it to them.
I think her mom definitely got
her mom got some issues with your mom's got some issues with what's happening, right?
Yeah, your mom needs to do on the side of the bowl and let it roll.
Since we go spoilers, the mom wanted to bang the little boy. That's the problem. The mom wanted to bang the boyfriend.
But it went
so she was getting at the daughter.
Even after they broke up, she kept doing it.
Yeah.
And she says in the show, she's like, well, somebody else was doing it. And
that's foul.
And let me tell you why she was doing it. Somebody else was doing it, and then the daughter was coming to her like to be consoled.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they stopped, then the daughter stopped coming to her to be consoled. So she was like, well, let me start it back up. Let me fire this thing up.
Ty,
because
you don't believe that, D. That mother was lying. The mother was doing it the whole time. It was her. It wasn't no other person doing it.
Yeah,
The mother
that's
lied. She's a liar.
So I didn't watch the show. My wife told me about it because it was on when I came in. So I saw literally like the last episode when everything had been figured out. But that's what my wife said. She was like, she think the mom was doing it the whole time.
She
The
was.
mom was
And they had gotten the FBI. The FBI was the ones that was like, yo, that number, that your mom got that phone. Ask your mama for a purse. Like, she got the phone.
Yeah.
First of all,
First of all, can you even fathom your mom's doing that, right?
And I'm talking about
That's
she was
crazy.
calling her B's and C's.
B's and C's.
No.
F's and D's.
Yo, she was.
The mom was talking about sexually about the things she would do her sexually. Like you probably get effed her mom was
going.
But here's the thing.
But she was basically hitting her with them Twitter fingers.
Here's the thing.
It was the equivalent.
This happens in the music industry.
It's the same thing.
It's the same. It is real life. It is.
It's not the same thing, but
I mean, they may not necessarily say that, but think about it, right? Think about it.
But this is B's example.
We live in the South.
Sitting at a table with some people that's like, oh, they not bad, but I thought they was bad, but they really
good, right? But
they really bad.
They really bad.
Because she's like,
think about
my mom. I love my mom. My mom loves me, but your mom is sending you
some crazy stuff. But think about it. It happens the same way, right? In the South, there are more of that Southern hospitality. There's a lot of things they probably wouldn't say to your face.
Yeah.
That they probably feel about you in a certain capacity. But how it manifests itself is in exclusion or whispers in the back room that you may not be privy to these certain things happening, right? It happens within the music industry, even if it's online or if it's in studio spaces or if it's at conferences and events, it does happen. But I've seen it.
That's like the thing I was just telling you, though.
I've seen it.
Within the industry right now, people are forming opinions on Cardi B's album. They're forming opinions on Jermaine Dupri's Magic City project. And I just think that we are lost.
Grown man.
We are so lost out here because a guy did a video. He's like, he kind of runs it down, maybe a couple of songs. He's like, I didn't like this song. I like this song. I didn't like this verse. I like this. And people were like, oh, you just hating. You just bringing down the black man. Why do we do this to each other? What? We done got to a point where you can't even have an opinion, or if you do have one, keep it to yourself.
It's a slippery
slope.
But
that's the opposite of what social media was supposed to be. It was supposed to give people an opportunity to
share their opinions,
to voice their opinions, to give people a better I don't know.
No,
they didn't. That wasn't their intent.
That was
a broader perspective of what people think. Why is it okay? Why is it not okay for me to say, or in this guy's case, because they was running him through, why is it not okay for the guy to say, I like track 1, I didn't like track 2? If he just said, I liked all 10 tracks, everybody would have been like, oh yeah, good job. You kept it positive. But that's not his truth.
We don't want to.
He told the truth.
I'm tired of all the
blazed.
I don't want to hear your negative truth, man. Keep it to yourself. That's how I feel about it.
But what if you don't think it's negative?
Well, the way you described it, that particular person describing Jermaine Dupri's album, I think that's fine. I like this. I didn't like that. I'm talking about, man, Jermaine Dupri's album was trash, man. It was, go ahead and keep it. What is the productivity in that at all? And I say that because I was really, really disappointed lately with, of course, again, this is the reason why Black Twitter is not real, y'all. I promise you it's not real. But according to...
it's real.
It's real.
According to Black Twitter have been trashing Spike Lee's new movie, Highest to Lowest, with Denzel Washington.
Which you still haven't seen yet.
A$AP Rocky.
Yeah,
I saw it twice.
I'm going to go see it tonight.
You saw it for both of us.
I saw it in the theater, then I saw it on Apple TV because it was...
But it's on Apple TV. I'm going to try to watch it tonight.
I enjoyed it, but I felt like Black people went out of their way to bash it for no apparent reason, especially as if you've never seen a Spike Lee movie ever. Some of the stuff they were criticizing was Spike Lee's signature.
But hold on, you might have hit the nail on the head. Maybe they don't know Spike Lee's catalog like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it was unnecessary.
I mean, it's very possible. If
but I think
30 years old, you may have never seen a Spike Lee movie.
But I think it was unnecessary because, again, I don't want to fall into the category, like you said, where everything is praised, and just because you're black, you got to like praise it. But at the same time, we got to be mindful that we got to kind of stick together and kind of like, at least just if you don't like it, just leave it alone. You don't got to just bash it and just had this whole. But this is why
it's not
but,
bad.
but Ty, this is why it's fake though, because it's been a whole Black Twitter subculture bashing this movie. But I went to go see the movie on opening night in the theater, where it was crazy because the movie was in a very limited run. Yeah. All my normal theaters, it wasn't playing that.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the theater and see it, and it wasn't showing.
I live out in Gwinnett. All my favorite theaters weren't showing it.
Yeah.
So there was one in Duluth that was showing it. The Movie Grill in Duluth, which is not far from where I live. So I went there. And let me tell you, man, it was kind of like a lot. You could tell it was a lot of like middle to upper class black people in it. It was like kind of like, it felt like, I don't want to say well-to-do, but like black people with money, black people with just
affluent.
Before the movie started, they served you food and everybody's fellowship. And it was like, wow, this is like a black excellence room. My point is, that audience loved the movie. We gave it a standing ovation after it was over. You would think, based on Twitter, that black people didn't like the movie, but I'm in a room full of black folks that we enjoyed it. We gave it a round of applause. We laughed and we oohed and ahed throughout the movie. And it was like, that's how I know that it's not good. But you would literally think that black folks hated the movie based on...
If that was your only perspective, if that was the only perspective you were able to see, was what Black Twitter was providing from...
And my point is, Ty, what happens is, I agree with you. We should be honest and give critiques. But the thing about it is, we like to pile on and make stuff a thing. And it's not a good look for our people. And it really gets on my nerves, because it's like...
I can tell.
It's really... And it's like...
B's like, man...
No, because to see all of our people bashing this movie the way they are, and it's like, damn, how can we get ahead?
But
how can we get ahead? And
you
it's like...
already said it's not... You were in a room where people liked it. So it's not all of our people. I think things that are adverse to our opinion, we magnify. So you making it seem like it's this big
thing.
Maybe it's really not. Maybe
that's my point. It's not my...
So
my original point is
really not.
I'm trying to tell the audience at home, though, to not take this stuff on Twitter to heart, because it's not... That's my point. I'm trying to let people know.
Yeah, but don't even let it gas you up. Like, tell the people at home.
No, because...
Don't even... Like what Kelly Price did. Why did she do that? That don't even feed into what something she saw, and she thought it was this big when she could have just been like, no, I don't like that. I don't like what's going on right there, and kept it pushing. But she made it seem like all black women, and like you said, that's not even a real narrative. But same is true. You were in a theater with, let's just say, 100 people, but 100,000 people have seen that movie. It could be that there are 90,000 people who didn't like the movie and 10,000 that did. We make our box seem like our box is the whole world. And I feel like that's what Kelly Price was doing in that moment. And like you said, a lot of times it's just not.
Well, that's
not as big as what people make it.
My point of though is that it does make you upset, like myself, or like Kelly Price. It makes you feel a certain way, and I'm here to say, like I remind myself, it's not real. It ain't. It's not indicative. Real, yeah. It's not indicative of because even then though, you would see comments sprinkled in on people like, you know what, it was a good movie because, and they would break down their critiques. Well, this is not but those get lost in the sauce. You only remember the negative stuff. So I'm here to just say that like it's not really like
people only remember the negative stuff. I mean,
what? Yeah,
they do. Yes. They really 100%. Only remember the negative things. You can have 100 positive comments about your music, 1,000 positive comments, and you can have one person who says something from a negative perspective, and that is what you stick with. And it's like, and that's what drives you, and that's what keeps you, whether in a positive mood or a negative mood. That one comment goes, well, that one person didn't like my music, but we never really focus on, but 999 people loved your music.
I just think
but we're
doomed, man.
But when you think about it, that's what happens on social media.
In the entertainment industry, especially. Like, for example, I mean, if you play music for, like, I do not, a lot of times in studio sessions or even when I go to these events, people want to pull you to the side and
play
they
some
play
music,
your music
yes.
for you. I don't enjoy that. And let me tell you why. Because you don't really want my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You want to play it for me and you want me to tell you that it's good. How is that helping you?
Yes, I think in that
and that's
situation,
my only thing. If I say anything other than something positive,
you're a hater, bro. Come on now.
I'm a hater.
You're a hater, bro.
But guess what? Maybe there is something that you could do better that would make it, and maybe you are open and receptive to it. But maybe just because I didn't want to say something that I thought was adverse from what you wanted to hear, I didn't give you that feedback. And then your music doesn't do as well as you thought it would, and you don't understand why.
Yeah.
If everything is roses, like that happened to me yesterday. I end up in the studio and the guy's like, I'm gonna play my song. And everybody's like, yeah, play your song. And then he plays the song. And the song is really good. But the vocal mix is very low. And everybody's like, man, that song is great. I was like, the song's great.
But the vocal mix is
But
low.
the vocal mix could use some help.
Yeah.
I was like, if you turn that down all the way, that vocal should still be cutting through just like it would on the radio. Is it doing that? No, it's not. So yes, I could give you a thumbs up like everybody else did, or I can tell you a real piece of advice that if you choose to use it, you may choose not to, but if you choose to, it may actually help you.
But that's
and then we've gotten to the point where it's like, if what you're telling me is not what I want to hear, it's instantly negative. I don't want to hear it. You should keep it to yourself. Right. How do we grow?
Right.
How?
Facts. People aren't used to or probably don't welcome constructive criticism in that way. Because that's really what you're giving is constructive criticism.
But if the thought process is always, well, if I don't have nothing nice to say, I shouldn't say anything at all, then how I didn't help.
Yeah.
And everybody's not looking for help. That's why I say a lot of times people will play you music. It's already mixed, it's mastered, and they're like, so what do you think?
I think that's
you end up with the beat told me about my head. I think you should do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
That don't help me.
Wait, it's not my point. But see,
but if somebody asks you, if they ask you, B, listen to my music and tell me what you think. B, is my hairline 8 out?
Yeah.
Pause. Tell me what you think. Don't say
I think solicited,
whatever you like.
I think solicited versus unsolicited advice is a thing. But in your case, bro, like you good either way. Like, dude,
you good either way.
But for the person that's doing music, for the independent person that's starry-eyed and they're playing their music for you, would you give them?
I would.
Constructive,
not too much. Here's the thing, because who am I, bro? Like, it's been.
You are a person with an opinion. More importantly, you are the consumer of what it is that they are creating.
I can tell them if
your
I like
opinion
it
absolutely matters.
I can tell them if I like it or not. I can't tell them if it's good or not. I can tell them if I like it or not. And that's that.
That in itself may be enough for them.
So,
it could be.
But are you willing to say, man, I don't really, it don't really resonate
with that.
Yeah, it don't resonate with me. You gotta find your true audience.
And then as soon as you say
your
that,
audience.
I remember that.
Is that being a hater if you tell somebody I'm just not your audience?
Some people will.
Probably so.
But I have no problem with giving solicited advice, but it's the unsolicited advice that I have a problem with. Nobody asks you. You don't have to go on.
Anybody ask you?
Like, excuse me. Why'd you say about that lady wig though? Why? Like, you don't gotta talk about her wig. Like,
I don't know. It just was the first thing that came to my mind.
You don't have to though.
I looked at the picture and I formed an opinion.
You don't have
and I
to,
shared my opinion.
But why?
Anybody ask you?
It was on social media.
Anybody ask you?
I shared my opinion. Ain't that what we here for? Or
no,
we not.
No.
So when somebody puts
That's
something
not
on
what I'm
social
here for.
media, you just supposed to let it be what it is. But if somebody's in your comments, if somebody's right, because if somebody in your comments saying, B, I love what you're saying, bro. I love that. I love that. You're not going to find any problem with that. So if you don't find any problem with that, shouldn't you be equally yoked and say, if somebody says, oh, you just talking some junk, I'm going to accept that the same way I accepted that I really like that.
I ignore it. If somebody gets something to say, well, I just keep scrolling. I don't respond to nobody I get a lot of good comments. I get a little weird comments in there, and I just keep scroll by it.
But why they're not all good comments?
If it's too
a comment is why it's not every comment?
A comment is a perspective.
It's all good,
but
right?
do I have to respond back to it?
It's not all good.
We don't all drink from the same glass. That's what this boils down to. And when it comes to creativeness, you know, in the industry, it's like very sensitive. That's walking on air. I mean, Kelly Price turned up on that. I saw that clip. Like she was hot.
I'm sure she was. But look, as we wrap this conversation up and put a bow on this episode for tonight, I hope there was some gems y'all got from it for sure. Like,
find your reality.
Yeah, that you can take away and apply to. Be a good person, though. Don't treat people.
Treat everybody right, regardless of what they could do for you.
Whether it's the CEO to the janitor, you know, whether it's the engineer to the artist, or whoever it may be. Treat everybody.
And look, God made everybody, and you know
that's right.
He's all right. So everybody is some kind of way a reflection of God. So how would you treat God? So just treat everybody the same.
Oh, some people treat God like trash, but you know. That's another episode for another day, ladies and gentlemen.
Say God don't like ugly.
God don't like ugly, right? All right, y'all peace.
We out.
Have a good night. We out.